Good morning, how are you? Welcome to Two Girls Treasure. Let me back up just a little bit. How are you doing? Welcome to the studio at Two Girls Treasure, where we create fabulous things and have the most fun. If you were not here for the Father's Day Make and Takes on Saturday, you missed so much fun. We had a super duper time. Don't miss it again. So next Friday night, the 28th, we are going to do our Mermaid Tales, Tale of the Mermaid. It's a great time. We're just going to paint and embellish and have fun and fellowship together. Make sure you sign up. Make your reservations for that. We do ask if you would please make reservations, because we want to make sure we have enough materials ready for everyone. We have a lot of materials in this studio. Doesn't mean they're all going to be out on the table. It'd be impossible unless I'm working, and then I can make a mess. Make sure you sign up for Tale of the Mermaid. And then on Saturday, June 29th, it is our Legacy workshop. It's so much fun to say that because we've been doing it for so long. It is our studio session called Smalls on Saturday. That is the workshop where we will teach you the 3 steps of Rethunk Junk Paint. We're going to prep, we're going to paint, and we're going to teach you how to personalize your protection on your piece of furniture. Something smallish, something that we can work with in about 2.5 hours. And of course, if you want to embellish after that, you can go to lunch and come back, and we will use one of our Iron Orchid design products and teach you how to use those too. What a great time. Don't miss out. Make your reservations. Today, we're going to go inside out. Are you ready? When we left here on Friday, we were working on this lovely grandfather clock. Now, don't panic, don't freak out, and don't call me like some kind of thing because I painted a piece of furniture. It's kind of what we do. This piece of furniture, it was in decent shape, but it's not a real expensive piece, and it's not real pretty and desirable, and there's some things about it. So today, as we start, we are going to take the Clockworks out of here so that we can get to the inside really well. And we're going to put another coat of paint on. Unfortunately, when we got our paint shipment on Friday, we did not get our blue lace. It was sad. We're also going to take this door off so that we can work past the door, because it's kind of in the way. And I think we can do a better job if it's not in the way. So let's take the screws out from the center. Then we'll do the end. I'm going to take 2 screws out on the end, and then I'm going to go to the top side. I don't want to wreck it all at one time. We'll take 2 out from here. And we'll do just the opposite when we put it back together. That way we can put it back together correctly. And as your screw comes out, hang on to your door. My drill bit is magnetized, so it hangs onto the screws pretty good. All except for that one, only because I said so. There we go. That will be helpful. All right, let's set this on the behind side because we still need to do some touch-up work on that. But now let's get to this Clockworks. There are 2 sets of screws here. There's the face plate, which I don't think is what we need to remove. I don't think so. I think we probably better take a closer look from the back side. So let's move the drill and flip this over. Good morning. Thanks for being here, y'all. All right. Our clockworks and our framework are two different things. And when you take something apart, before you just simply grab it and go with it, probably make sure what you're working with is what you should be working with. And I don't know that I want to take all of this out. I looked very carefully over the weekend at the pieces that we have for the grandfather clock, and we actually may have all of them. So we just need to take the faceplate off. And that's not hard. Put all the hardware in the middle. It's not hard, but you do need to be careful of what comes apart and where, because the faceplate might come off, but it doesn't take these hands off. So when you take the hands off, you need to be kind of careful. They bend very easily. They're hard to put on. They're even harder to take off. Or just the opposite. They're hard to take off, but they're even harder to put on. So be cautious about how you take things apart, so that when you take them apart and when you put them back together, they're in good shape. This acts like it just wants to screw itself off, so we're going to try to let it. And it's just not popping off. Not all the way anyway, and we need it to. So let's gently encourage it. Gently. There we go. That was pretty gentle, wasn't it? I think so. Now let's get these little screws out. That way we can take the face plate off so that we don't damage it. That's going to be a little too big. So let me grab my handy toolkit where I have some nice small screwdrivers that are perfect for this kind of thing. Here we go. And our numbers, we have a lot of numbers missing. They're just plastic stick-ons, and of course the embellishments, those are plastic stick-ons too. So when I said this wasn't a really superior quality piece, I meant that. Wasn't being ugly. It's still kind of cute. And we'll make it even cuter. But we're going to take this off. We want to clean this, and we want this to look like the whole rest of our piece. So we're going to set this one to the side. We don't want to bend it. And we'll get rid of our small toolkit. And we need a bucket to put our hardware in. I just happen to have one right here. Always have a nice embellished bucket handy to keep your hardware in. That way, when you get ready to put things back together, you have everything you need all in one place. Don't leave your hardware hanging out loose and running around free and crazy. You'll lose something, you will. All right, my prep is not right in front of me. Oh, good Lord. You know why? We cleaned up. We sure did. My prep is right here. My prep is right here. Let's spritz this. Even though this is not electrical, I'm not trying to get down inside the Clockworks. I'm going to grab a clean rag. I just don't want it down in there. Prep is definitely not a lubricant, and our clock is not going to need to be cleaned from the inside like that. So let's clean this up. Clean around. There's some more screws that hold the back side of the works in. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of dragging my feet so that if FedEx shows up with my rest of my paint, I'll have what I want. Because what I really, really want, tell me what you want. I really, really want my blue lace. Who else? I know Sharon wants her blue lace. She showed up with her bag in tow. If you showed up last week looking for your blue lace and didn't get it because it wasn't delivered, I am still going to honor our special for you because you deserve it. And I was waiting for it too. I got so many other colors, but not that one. So today when it shows up, Sharon, you are welcome to come any day this week and get your blue lace. I'm going to go ahead and take these completely off. I can't stand I personally don't like this. I just want it completed, filled in. I like a nice smooth finish all the way down, and that's not it. Now I took these side panels out too, so today we need to prep those and paint those, because that's part of our deal too, isn't it? I have a plan for this. I'm excited about it. And it's going to be much nicer than what it was, because that old fabric looked horrifying to me. It looked horrifying. Beautiful. All right, those are ready to paint. We have, I'm going to get all the hardware up off the table all at one time so that we can work on all the little pieces. Should I have cleaned up first? Maybe, but it didn't work that way for me. So we're doing it now. It'll be okay. All of these plastic rubber strips of glass keeper, we are going to put, that's bent, but we're going to keep it. We're going to put to the side. We'll wrap these up together because we do not want to have to replace these. They're not expensive, but they can get that way if you just are not careful and you end up having to replace a bunch of them. So let's keep what we have, save a little bit of money while we're doing it so that we can make sure we're not wasting anything. Let's cover these in and make it blend with the rest of the piece. I do not like that. Sam, I do not like that at all. There we go. Just cover it up. Make sure that it matches. All right. Now let's get behind the Clockworks and let's fill this in. And now we can do inside architecture because we're not getting the paint on anything that we don't want it on. Now that is a loose screw. We'll have to tighten that up. right up under the edge there so that everything looks good. Just a nice light first coat of fresh sage. Because if you haven't caught hold of what I'm doing by now, I am desperately waiting for my blue lace to come in, because I do want this piece to have some blue lace featured on it. I really do. Should I have ordered sooner? Absolutely. But I did have a lot of other paint to order. So it took a little while to get the whole thing together. And then it takes a little while for it to get here. Tom and Laura had some obligations. Pray for them. Pray for their family. Pray for each other. There's a lot going on in this world. Just an easy, simple first coat. And on this one, I'm not really trying to go heavy. There's some screws here, and I'm wiping the paint back off as I'm going, because I also do not like paint in the grooves of a screw. It ruins it when you're trying to get it back out. So keep the paint out of the hardware. That detail, that one detail is kind of important. There we go. That's easy. That's done. Let's get this inside edge right here all the way down both sides. We got this one. Let's get this one. Much easier now that the door is off. All right, now, dun, 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 let's flip it. Because you see all this brown still on the inside? We don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see brown when I'm doing green. So, let's pick it up and flip it over. There we go. Let's flip it one more time. There we go. And we're going to do the very same thing on the inside as we did on the outside. Let's just make sure we get a good clean coat and make it beautiful again. I'm sure at one time in its day it was really pretty. And it's not that it's ugly now. It's just that it's not very attractive. Now, when you put glass in and out, you see these grooves? If these are still brown, that's what you're going to see. We are probably, and I say probably, because we haven't gotten there yet, we are probably going to mirror glass spray our glass pieces. But what if we didn't? We would want this covered up. Same thing with your china cabinets. Any kind of cabinet that has a glass panel to it. Look at it carefully before you take the glass out or before you start painting. See what's showing. See what needs to be covered up. So that when you're done, you have a beautiful finish and you don't go, oh dang, I missed that. Because now it is easy to miss some things. I am going to do this section right here so that we have a complete look. Because what if we put cabinets, what if we put shelves on the inside? We want those to look good. Now we could turn it into a curio. We could do that. And then we've got this little thin line right here on the back side. And that's where your back plate tucks in, and then this sticks up. Anything that's going to show, cover it up. Make it look good. If you've got a drip or a run, now's the time to cut it off. Cover it over. Here we go. That was easy. We'll go along this edge from this side and make sure it's nice and clean. The details are what make your piece of furniture look so good. Take a few extra minutes. It really doesn't take long to do a fabulous job. Alright, I'm going to paint the inside before I paint the top side so that I don't get paint under my arm. Paint your low sides first so that you don't end up with paint on your shirt, on your underarm, or in places where you just don't want it. I've got a staple right here. I'm going to pull that out and toss that. We're going to get all of our low sides. That one more time. Make sure this is covered good right here. And always check it from 2 or 3 different angles to make sure you've got everything covered that you want or need covered so that it looks fantastic. Now we can do this edge. Now we can do this upper portion. This is where the back plate goes. I'm not leaving anything brown. I don't have anything personally against brown. But in this instance, I really just want this to look the way I want it to look. And it's gonna be fabulous, y'all. It's going to look absolutely beautiful. In my mind, I'm sure it is. We'll try it and see, all right? I'm not painting the very inside of this. We're going to leave that alone. Down the line we go on the opposite side, all the way to the very bottom, until inside out is done. Check for drips and runs, extra paint splotches. You want to make sure to get those taken care of before you quit for the day, before you walk away and it dries, because those make the biggest mess. You can fix it, but you have to chase it just a little bit to do it. If you don't have to chase it, then you can get done quicker. And I, personally, like to get finished. So let's get this done. Got a spot right here, all the way down at the bottom. I've got a drip right here I'm cutting out. I need to get my razor blade and cut that because I've got a little ridge line right there. I'm just going to take my blade and I'm just going to scrape that ridge line off. Not hard because I'm not trying to dig into the paint. Just nice and smooth. Get that ridge line off, because that affects the overall finish. No matter what part of the furniture it's on, if you don't cut that ridge line back off, it will always exist and it'll always look bad. So if you have a ridge line, go ahead and cut it off. Get the ridges and the edges gone. Make sure they're nice and clean. No drips, no runs, no ridges. And if you have a ridge edge, just grab your blade and clean it off. If you don't have a blade, get one. Be careful with it. I don't want you to yell at me because you cut yourself with a razor blade. There we go. There's a splotch right there I did not intend to have, so we're going to clean that up. And look, you know what? We have panels on the upper side too, right here and right here, so we need to account for those, because if we keep that panel where you can see inside of it, we don't want it to look bad. We don't want it to look different than what we're doing. Make it pretty. There we go. Easy peasy done. Easy peasy done. Just like that. Inside out. The inside out is ready. We're just waiting for our awesome delivery drivers from Federal Express to show up today before it gets too hot and they can't breathe. Take care of your FedEx drivers. If you're flipping furniture and you get your materials delivered, take care of your delivery drivers. Doesn't matter what service they work for. Take care of them. They're out there slinging some packages, making sure we stay happy, right? Our brand new Decoupage Central Holiday. Don't be mad at me for saying that out loud. Holiday designs will be here tomorrow. You will be able to pre-order them this evening. This week's special is Coral Crush. So if you are still working on summer stuff like us, you can get a quart of Coral Crush and a special offer on our Decoupage Central Summer and Beach paper. Make sure you take advantage of that. Coral Crush is an absolutely gorgeous color. Don't miss out on that. And if you brought your studio bag and you came for blue lace last week when we got our shipment and it did not come in, come see me. We have you taken care of. You will still get your last week's color of the week blue lace offer. You sure will. Don't miss out on it because I know who came looking for it. Inside out is done beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's get these two little side panels, and I'm going to scoot this out of the way. We have the top pediment to get done too. Can you see those okay? Here we go. It bends. It does bend, but boy, it didn't want to go all the way, did it? Let's get a coat of fresh sage on these. If you've never used a color over a color without trying to cover it up, as soon as blue lace gets in my hot little hands, we're going to do a thing with it, so stay tuned for the reels and video clips for this. There we go. Nice. One good coat over both pieces of panel. This is going to be so pretty when we get this finished. Just you wait and see. Just you wait and see. I have an idea. I have had an idea ever since I took a look at this clock. And I'm still on the fresh greens. I guess because in my mind it's still spring and I still love the fresh greens. Even though the peaches are ready. The very first peaches are out and ready to eat. Nice and juicy and drippy. Get those freestones. There we go. Nicely done. All right. The edges on the insides. Doing fret work is fretful. It's frightening. It is so frustrating sometimes because just when you think you have it all covered and you go back and look, you either have a drip, a run, or something didn't get covered. Do one section at a time, and when you're done, turn it over to make sure you got the other side just as good as you got the first side. Flip it and check yourself. And check for drips and runs, because when you're doing fret work is usually when you drip or run, and it's really hard to correct when you're doing a piece of fret work. So make sure from the beginning that you don't have drips and runs and ridges on your fret work. You want it to be nice and clean. And we have a pediment, the little top piece, that goes over the very top. We're going to spray it with some prep, and we're going to wipe it clean. Good morning to you. Thanks for being here. Hey, honey. Did you get your truck? You on your way home? All right. Nice and easy to prep it. We've got a flat surface right here. I'm going to hang on to the bottom of this while I do the top. And I've kind of roughed up my paintbrush doing the edges and the fretwork, but it's still going to put on a nice smooth coat of paint. Just follow the lines of the piece. Don't drip too much paint on it. Drips and runs are the devil. There you go. And then where I was holding it, I'll just come across and lay it down. And we'll catch the very bottom of it once the top of it dries. All right, now we have our inside out done. Done. And ready to go. Not yet? All right. Tell them, get on the ball. It's Monday morning. We've got life. We've got things to do and nails to nail and projects to complete. We all do. Do you have projects to complete? It's Monday. It's a great day to complete your projects or start a new one. Normally I would be starting a new one, but since I started this on Thursday, we're going to finish it up over the next day-ish. Stay tuned for Blue Lace, because I know I keep saying that, but I'm waiting for that doorbell to ring and the FedEx truck to be there and bring it on in. Hurry! Decoupage Central holiday papers will be in tomorrow. Be the first to get them here at Two Girls Treasure, because we're doing Christmas stuff and Halloween stuff and Thanksgiving stuff, because who doesn't love a turkey? I'm Diane Pruitt. We're in the studio at Two Girls Treasure, inside out, in this beautiful, going to be fabulous grandfather clock. Make sure you get your reservations in for Tale of the Mermaid. Who doesn't love a mermaid this time of year? See how we're doing Christmas and summer all at the same time? We're flexible like that. Have a wonderful and a blessed day. Pray for each other. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself. And I will see you right back here tomorrow morning with Blue Lace. Yay! Thanks, y'all. Have a great day. Bye now.